Live from the Rant Radio Network, you're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis,
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat.
Alex Alanis. Make sure you call us with any questions or concerns. You can reach us here at the Towers of Rant Radio Network. Our phone number is 855-9693-4897. Call with any real estate problems or concerns, and here we will try to find solutions to your real estate problem. Joining us today, we have Joe Perez from ProTech Carpet Tile and Care, and he'll be giving us the basics of carpet cleaning.
And let me just say, I just wanted to mention, Joe is actually a very good friend of mine, grandfather, father, all around good guy, philanthropist. We actually met at Kiwanis International. Welcome, Joe. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me here.
I don't know. Are we picking up Joe there, Mr. Phil?
Testing.
I'm
Can
not.
you hear me okay?
I'm not hearing him on the mic there. We apologize. We're having some technical difficulty.
Testing.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention that Joe is a well-respected individual here in the Whittier area, and we brought him in this morning to got some thunderhead right there. Never had that before.
Testing.
Still nothing. He's on 4, Phil. So anyway, I did want to mention that Joe, and I probably said this 4 times already, but Joe is a grandfather, father, philanthropist, husband. Oh, we forgot about a husband now.
Can't forget the wife.
You didn't wear your wedding ring, Joe. Where's your ring at? May I ask?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh no, he's still not on. I did want to
Testing.
mention. Let me start with the design deal. Last week we had Bay and Gable on.
Testing.
And nobody got it, but we'll put it back up again. Introduction this week for the design deal. We do have a $25 gift card for Stevens Steakhouse. They are located in the City of Commerce.
Testing.
Compliments of Carlos Cruz and the Bell Gardens Chamber of Commerce. We also have a $200 gift card. Can you believe that? $200
Testing.
for teeth whitening? That's
Testing.
kind of expensive, isn't it? There we go. I think we got Joe back.
Testing.
I can hear him.
There you are, Joe.
So we're good. The Bay and Gable property is actually up, and that's been up for the past couple of weeks. And actually, nobody's called in to claim the gift card.
So does that mean we get to split it and have lunch at Steven's Steakhouse again, Alex?
That's what it looks like. It looks like we're going to be doing that. But this is a Bay and Gable home. They're located primarily in Toronto, Canada. And let's see. Let me read you something about the architectural design. The house is ubiquitous. I'm not sure what that word means, ubiquitous. In the older parts of Toronto, Canada, the most prominent feature is a large bay window that usually covers more than half of the front of the house, surmounted by a gable roof. The classic bay and gable is a red brick, semi-detached structure that is 2.5 stories tall. Let's see, though many variations also exist. So this is the design that we've had up for the past couple of weeks. There's been no callers on it. So I think we stumped the caller. So next week we'll have a different one. But if you do call in, give us a call at 855-693-4897. That's 855-693-4897. Give us a call. If you get on the show, we'll put you in for either a $25 gift card to Stevens Steakhouse or a professional teeth whitening, which is compliments of Garden Dental. They're at 7218 Garfield Avenue in the City of Bell Gardens. You can also email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. Now, we won't get your emails during the show, but if you happen to email us, we'll comment about your email if it happens to be interesting. And a matter of fact, I think we got something, didn't we, Alonso? Was there a question?
Well, yeah, I wanted to see if we could do a segment today concerning Q&A, which is question and answers. And some of the questions have been brought up by some of our listeners. and we'll just go ahead and read those questions and then see if we can elaborate. And
Okay, well, we need something to juice up the show. We had a
Okay,
slow
all right.
start this morning.
Well,
so.
this is a first question that came in from Terry from Burbank. It says, I have a friend who's a realtor. I like her, and she is a help. But she gives me a price to sell my home for, and I think it's too low. So I call another agent who suggests a price more in line with my expectation. Who do I choose? What do you think of that, Alex?
So, you want me to take this one? Well, I was a real estate appraiser for 18 years. And to answer that question, I think it just boils down to research. A lot of times realtors are actually accused of during the listing presentation, accused of giving a low price on a property because the client thinks that they're just trying to make a sale, But the fact is, the information speaks for itself. So to the listener, in terms of your question, what I would do is just do your own research. There is a lot of information on the internet about what's going on in your area.
Not only that, I think you might want to consult a couple of realtors in the market, and they should all come up with the same ballpark figure for that home, that if it's priced correctly.
Well, I would agree with you, Alonso. The only thing that I would say, if you want, not to one up you or anything, the only thing I would say is that the real individual to talk to in terms of home value would be an appraiser. Talk to an appraiser.
Once again, Alex, but you got to understand that you don't necessarily go first to an appraiser. You're getting your opinion from frontline is the realtor, your realtor friend.
Okay,
so
well,
that's where you're going to go. You're not going to order an appraisal, or I don't think nobody wants to spend the money up front to order an appraisal, which I think is a bright idea and should be done for someone in the profession. We want to know what it's actually worth.
Well, of course, but let's put that in perspective, Alonso. Okay, take a look. If you sell the property, the folks are going to go out and get a loan. They're going to hire an appraiser to go appraise the property. The end result is still the appraisal, regardless. Understandably, like you said, the homeowners don't want to spend the money to get an appraisal done on the property. I understand that part, but there is something that an appraiser can do. Pretty much just give you information, not necessarily give you an appraisal or a bottom line value, but at least they can give you a very close idea, something that I call a ballpark. I call it a ballpark. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's illegal. They're not supposed to do that. Come on. We can look on the internet and get the same information. It's out there. So it's just a matter of interpreting that information to be, to relate it or compare it to your property.
Yes, that's understandably correct, Alex. But
Excuse me.
in my opinion, being a seller, you're not going to go up to an appraiser, and you're not going to do that. You're going to rely on your realtor to do that. So that's where I'm trying to get my point across. That
realtors are horrible to do that stuff.
I mean, they're going to go to their second source, which is their appraiser.
Well, I mean, nobody really has an appraiser. What I'm saying is that to answer the listener's question, who should they choose for the realtor? That really depends more on what kind of service they think they're going to get from that person. But she's actually asking two questions.
What I think this listener's trying to say is that she thinks the friend priced it too low, and in my honest opinion, I think it's probably right in the right mind frame.
It probably is
if it's an educated realtor who did their homework. And like I said, there's a lot of people that they will give you a higher price because they know your expectation. You wanted to come in at a higher price, which is buying the listing. And that's a whole nother topic on that,
we talked about buying the listing, but in terms of what's going on in today's market, though, what would you do as a listing agent? Everybody's overbidding on property. What would you do as a listing agent if you're listing a property?
Well, we would start it off high, and then see if any investors are going to come up with cash offers where we would have needed an appraisal, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll start lowering it, which is buying the listing. And it's really, in reality, we do our comparables. Like we went out last week, Alex, and we seen a home that was worth $360, and we're trying to put it for $420, which what we're doing is buying the listing, right?
Well,
just to get the listing.
There were some sales out there, but the point is that in today's market, because everybody's overbidding and there is a frenzy of buyers, it's typical to overprice a home because that's the direction of the market. That's what we want to do with the listing. But in terms of the listener's question, she's talking about choose as a realtor, and I don't think that valuing a home has anything to do with how you choose your realtor.
Well, I think in this, what she's trying to say is her friend gave her a low ballpark figure, which was not met up to her expectations. So it could simply be that she's a good friend and is giving her, honest opinion, or simply she's not a good real estate agent and is not giving her the right price. So,
well, and it goes back to what I said at the beginning, is that you really should depend on the information, and a good realtor will put that information out in front of you for you to put it all together and make sense of it in terms of what are the active listings out there, what are the recent sales that are comparable, because it's easy to look at a value and say, oh wow, look at this one sold for $450, but it's 1,000 square feet bigger than your house. That doesn't make any sense. You have to look at properties that are like within 10-15% in terms of living area. So the question is twofold.
Well, I just say be careful out there. Mixing business and friendship is always risky. To the friendship.
I agree with that one.
On the other hand, if the friend is truly competent, then providing wise advice, she might be offended by ignoring that advice, and if she goes and choose another realtor. So it's like it's a twofold.
Well, the funny thing is that she might end up choosing that realtor, and then whatever the original realtor came up with originally, she might end up selling the house for that, and she's right back to where she started. And it really boils down to the kind of sentimental value that we have on our homes. We place a value in our head in terms of what our house is worth. Sometimes it's unrealistic to what's really going on in the market. And that's one of the things that we combat as realtors. I just wanted to mention again that you can give us a call at 855-693-4897. A shout out to Monster Marketing and Rant Radio Network, as well as Mucho Macho Michelada, which I actually put a little bit on some fruit this weekend for Father's Day. Man, it actually was just like kind of like Pico de Gallo. It's pretty good. Yeah, so we're coming up on a break.
Well, Terry, we hope we answered your question, and that we try to do it as best as we can. So hope you got a suggestion or a hint, or we'll leave it at that.
Stay with us. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
Theticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Theticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on RantRadioNetwork.com. That's RantRadioNetwork.com.
Check it out.
Live from the Rant Radio Network
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. That last commercial, check it out. that I like that commercial. That's cool. Welcome back to Real Estate Rant here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. Give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking. If you happen to have a rant, a complaint, a real estate story we'd like to hear, we'd love to put it on the air. 855-693-4897. That's 855-693-4897. If you happen to be at your computer, you can shoot us an email at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We have Mr. Joe Perez here from ProTech Carpet and Tile Care. Good friend, philanthropist, father, grandfather. We have him up on the screen there. Actually, good-looking guy, too.
So we'll have an introduction to carpet cleaning basics with Joe Perez of ProTech Carpet Tile Cleaning.
Yes, I did want to mention something I heard on the radio this morning, Alonso, not to interrupt. The state legislature talked about raising property taxes on a proposition called, I believe it was Proposition 8, and it overrides Proposition 13. Are you familiar with Proposition 13, Joe?
Somewhat. I know years ago when I was in high school, the Proposition 13 passed, and several high schools in my area closed because of Proposition 13. And that was Howard Jarvis Act, wasn't it?
When was that? When
I believe it was about 78.
Are you that old, Joe?
Oh, God, I'm so old.
You look a lot younger than that. Proposition 13 usually allows homeowners to sell their properties as long as they buy a property in the same county. They can keep their same taxes that they had, the tax rate that they had when they bought the original home at origination. This proposition actually would void Proposition 13 and would reset a homeowner's taxes. Obviously, if you're buying in a different county, that would change. But if you're buying in the same county, like if you're selling in LA County and then buying in Los Angeles County, Proposition 8, if it has a more than 50% majority vote, would pass. Now, that all that means is that it would go to the Senate now for the Californians now to vote on. So it hasn't quite gotten there, but I don't know that something like that would pass. Would you vote for that?
I wouldn't. If my taxes are going to be higher, I'm not going to vote for it.
I wouldn't either. Now, I'm not a property owner, unfortunately, but I do own notes, and that would affect the property owners that I manage with those kind of stipulations. You know, I just see it as being more debt service. You know, it makes it more expensive to purchase a home for anybody that wants to purchase. So, see, now's the time to buy. Everybody's asking that question, right? So anyway, we'll come back to Joe here. Joe.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Tell us about yourself, Joe. How did you get started in carpet cleaning?
Well, guys, I've been in the workforce doing working for manufacturing companies most of my life, and went back to school at 37 years old and got a college degree, trying to work my way up the corporate ladder.
At 37?
At 37, yeah.
Wow.
So I got my degree when I was 41, went to school for 4.5 years,
Wow.
got a degree in business administration. And then about 8 years later, go ahead.
Well, now, was that related to carpet cleaning, or that
No,
was just
not
something?
at all. It was something I did to, I always wanted to get a college degree, ever since I was a young boy, and I just finally made up my mind to do it. And eventually got laid off. During the recession, this great recession that we're just getting over, back in 2008.
And what were you doing then? Where would you get laid off from?
I was working for a manufacturing company that engineered materials for aircraft.
Oh.
And I was working in their R&D department, research and development. And then I got laid off. So, I thought about rather than getting back into the job market, I considered my own business. And I've always appreciated clean carpet around the house, and I came across a business that was for sale, and it was a carpet cleaning business. And to make a long story short, I decided to go ahead and start my own carpet cleaning business. I didn't buy that business after all, and I started my own business from scratch.
Right on.
Joe, and I did some research. I understand there's several methods of cleaning carpet, which some of the methods are shampoo, foam, steam absorbent. Can you elaborate a little bit more on those?
Yeah, those type of cleaning. Well, foam, for example, is probably very seldom used. It's not the type of carpet cleaning that's going to give you impressive results, especially if you're talking about carpet that is soiled, because most people don't clean carpet. Some people do. Some people have very clean carpet, and they just like to see it cleaned. But for the most part, foam cleaning, dry absorbent cleaning is very similar as far as results. Now, shampoo cleaning is it's another terminology for steam cleaning, I believe. There's no such thing as shampoo cleaning. Not nowadays. It's probably a term that's loosely used for steam cleaning. Maybe back before my time, there used to be a method called shampooing, but not anymore. Now it's steam cleaning, and in the business we call it hot water extraction.
And that's
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alonso.
and I understand that's the best. That's what gives you the best results. The heat actually separates the soil from the dirt, or the dirt and the water, and some kind of chemical reaction goes on there where it's easier to clean up for soils to come up. Is that correct, Joe? Or?
Correct. Yes. The hot water extraction process uses the pH scale. The pH scale is very instrumental in the process of carpet cleaning. So in other words, you break up soil with an alkaline. On the pH scale, being a 0 to 14, 14 being alkaline, 0 being acidic, 7 is neutral. You use an alkaline to break up soil, and you use an acidic to neutralize the alkaline, to rinse it clean. Okay? So the alkaline breaks up the soil, the heat suspends it, and the vacuum from the equipment sucks it right out of the carpet.
Well,
So-
that sounds pretty technical.
So it all depends on good equipment and good chemicals, to get the best results.
Right. You have to use professional grade cleaning solutions to clean dirty carpet. Most people I very seldom clean carpets, and most of the time you clean dirty carpets, you need to have powerful cleaning solutions to suspend that soil.
Right on. That's interesting, Joe. I'll be honest with you. I didn't realize that carpet cleaning was that involved. Now, is there you mentioned having a degree, and it was unrelated to carpet cleaning, but what else is involved in terms of having to get? Is there like some kind of certification, or is there something that you need to get now as a carpet cleaner? Some organization?
Well, you don't have to have a certification to clean carpet. I do have a certification to clean carpet. I was formally trained by an organization called the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, Restoration Certification, the IICRC. And basically what the IICRC has in place is a book on carpet cleaning, how to deal with customers. In order to have a certification, you have to have liability insurance. And so you're taught the proper cleaning methods, procedures on how to clean carpet the right way.
So that's where a lot of carpet cleaners learn that acronym CHAT, which stands for chemicals, heat, agitation, and time, right?
Correct. Chemical being the cleanest solution. Heat, of course, is the heat generated from the equipment, the truck mount. Agitation refers to the scrubbing method. Once you spray you spray down a pre-spray, and you agitate with a brush or a bonnet,
and that helps breaks up all the particles.
Exactly, that breaks up the soil. And then time refers to dwell time. When you spray down a cleaning solution, you have to give it a couple minutes.
So it's time for the solution to soak and bind the dirt.
It's dwell time. You give it a couple minutes to do what it's supposed to do.
It breaks through the layers of dirt found deep down, allowing instead of time often overlooked in carpet cleaning, right?
Correct.
So then there's a wrong way to clean carpet.
Yes, and there's a lot of guys that are cleaning carpet, taking advantage.
Let's put your phones on vibrate, please.
Sound like I'm in high school.
If you cannot hear me, you are too loud.
Sound like I'm in church and everybody just turned and looked at me like, you answered, it's my Jesus. It might be Jesus.
You know what? Just get out of the church, please, sir.
So I mean,
ungrateful.
There are ways of cleaning. There are ways that you can clean carpet that shouldn't be done, and you get a clean result. And what I mean by that is there's some guys that are going into people's houses, and they are not spraying down any cleaning solution. What they do is they put an alkaline in their rinse tank, in their van, and they spray that spray that down on the customer's carpet and extract with it. So what that does is it leaves an alkaline residue in the carpet, and that's not good because that alkaline residue leads to rapid resoiling, and you don't want your pets and children rolling around on that residue.
And I've seen it before, Joe, where they've tried to clean the carpet and it looks worse. It gets darker. The stain, the soil.
Well, I think that's what he's talking about. So. I mean, you're using a lot of big words here, Joe. You're kind of losing me a little bit, but what you mean is if they're using that chemical when they're cleaning the carpet, is it's going to attract dirt again?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it's not the kind of residue that you want. You know, I mean, we're talking about residential carpet cleaning here. You know, we're not talking about cleaning restaurants. So you don't want to be walking barefooted, or you're having your children roll around on this stuff. And carpet cleaners aren't going to tell you. They're not going to. These guys that are cleaning carpet like that aren't going to tell you what they're doing. They don't want you to know.
Excuse me for a second there, Joe. We're coming up on a break. Mr. Phil, if we can put Joe's information up real quick. It's Joe Perez at 562-201-5429. We are coming up on a break. Please don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
Ticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Ticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
We are are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen, then you never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concept, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Live from the Rant
Is
Radio
that,
Network.
is that
you're
Scottish
listening
music? Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. Now that commercial for Monster Marketing, is that Scottish music or is that Irish?
It sounded like
It's Irish?
bagpipes, no?
No, there wasn't no bagpipes. That would be Scottish. But
Yeah.
that was Irish music in the background. I love that stuff.
Yeah, that jam's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Welcome back to Real Estate Rant Radio here at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. Give us a call if you can, 855-693-4897, and we'd like to hear from you. We have Mr. Joe Perez in the house with ProTech Carpet and Tile Care.
Hello, everybody.
Hello there. And you can also email us at realestaterantradio@gmail.com. We were talking about, Joe actually got us deep in conversation here about pH balances and chemicals and things that are being used.
That's where his degree came in effect, huh? So it was.
He's starting to talk to us a bit more technical. So let's dumb it down a little
that
bit.
kind of lost us there. We're like,
Joe,
Sorry about that,
one of the things that I worry about when it comes to chemicals, I've got little babies at home,
Right.
some pets. Actually, we have a phone call on line one. Should we take the call, Joe?
Let's take it.
All right, let's see who we got here on line one. Actually, I've got no blinking here, so let's see if did we lose him? Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Hello?
I apologize. I didn't hit the button. Welcome to Real Estate Rant. What can we help you with?
Hi. Just wanted to let you know I've been listening to your show now for the past couple of weeks. Great show. And wanted to let you know that Joe's service is exceptional. He's done our home probably 2 or 3 times, and we have tile and carpet. And trust me, he didn't ask me to call in or anything like that, but Joe's service is really, really great. So anybody who needs their carpet clean, their floors, businesses, whatever it is, he's the man.
Now I have to ask.
Thank you so much.
You hired ProTech Services as a residential or commercial cleaning? Residential cleaning.
Yeah.
And what did you have ProTech do to the house?
We have tile floors and carpet in some of the rooms, so he was able to do our entire house.
so is that your house coming up on the screen? The one that's all dirty in the tile? Did they regrout it, or what did they do with the grout, or what did they do on your tile work?
They cleaned all the grout and the tile. I mean, it was more than I expected. It was better than I expected.
So you're completely satisfied with the services,
Absolutely,
huh?
absolutely.
Great,
and I
great,
recommend it to everybody. And luckily, when our home was being cleaned, we had another neighbor down the street who I guess saw the truck, and I think she called him over, and I think he ended up doing their house as well.
Now, listening to your voice, I get the feeling that your carpets and tiles probably weren't too dirty.
No,
Why do you say that?
No, we have 2 dogs, and at the time we had 4 cats. So, and
Oh, wow.
trust me, it's not that, it's not like a stinky home or anything like that. But, just having, unwanted guests and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, Joe mentioned earlier that there are some people that call for carpet cleaning and tile cleaning that don't need cleaning. And like I said, just listen to your voice. You have a pretty voice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it sounded like maybe you might be one of those individuals. Joe,
if it was up to me, I think I'd want Joe to clean our house probably like once a month.
Do you know who this is, Joe?
Who is this?
Hi, Joe. It's Claudia.
Oh, hi, Claudia.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thanks for the encouraging words. I really appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd have you at the house every month.
Oh, great! Thank you so much. That's
and
very
I'm glad
kind
our
of you.
neighbors were able to hire you as well. I think you did their home as well.
Yeah, in fact, your neighbor I is a very regular customer of mine, so I really appreciate that.
Is that Maggie
Yes,
down the street?
yes.
Yes.
In fact, I did her place just a couple days ago.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, so thank you so
Very
much,
good.
Claudia. Thank you for
very
calling.
good. So continue the great show.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thanks
well,
for your call, Claudia.
Okay.
Thank you, Claudia.
Bye-bye.
So
All right.
there you go, satisfied customer.
Wow,
There
that's
we go.
great.
Wow, and you didn't call her to tell her to call in.
No, I didn't.
All
But
right.
I'm glad she did. That was nice.
So we do have more than 3 listeners, Alex.
We have Joe's information if you happen to be looking on or watching on the internet. Joe Perez can be reached at 562-201-5429 just to put a plug out for your company. He also has a
Thank you very
website at myprotechsite.com, or you can email him at jp.uop@verizon.net. And we were talking earlier about using some of these chemicals on the carpet, which actually brings me to a concern in terms of having little ones or pets. Claudia mentioned having 4 cats. I could see why she would need a carpet cleaning. No, just kidding. I kind of brings to question some of the chemicals that are being used. I mean, are these things safe, Joe?
Well, they are safe if used correctly. Like we were talking about the pH scale, if you clean with an alkaline, you must rinse with an acidic. It neutralizes the alkaline. Now, some people have more sensitive allergies or reactions to these different cleaning solutions. So for people like that, there are green cleaning options available, and it's just as simple as changing the spray in your sprayer and the rinse in your rinse tank. It's that simple. You don't need any specialized equipment. Now the difference between green cleaning solutions and regular carpet cleaning solutions are that green cleaning solutions are not as powerful, may not give you the same clean result, or equal or better than. And there's no fragrance.
And it's not the simple green you're talking about, because that's some powerful solution. I spray that on everything. Huh?
No, actually, Simple Green is, from my understanding, is a pretty friendly cleaner compared to some of the other ones. But we don't use it professionally. When I say green cleaning solutions, I mean there's no odor, there's nothing harmful as far as sensitivity, allergies, and stuff like that. But a lot of people associate a fragrance with clean.
So Joe, let me ask you a question.
Got to smell good.
So
right.
Let me ask you a question, Joe. When you go and you're going to give a bid on a home, how do you determine what kind of cleaning you do? Do you do several kind of cleaning, or do you know what solution on the spot you're going to use to remove a stain, or how do you determine what materials you will use for that purpose? Right,
that's a good question. And I actually
we have a picture up on the screen here to kind of give us an example.
Yeah, that picture on the screen it's a spill, and you can see that there was some small children in that particular home, so there were a lot of spills, probably baby bottles and things of that sort.
So when you look at something like that, Joe, you know off the back of your mind what you're going to use to take that off?
Right, and a lot of times those types of food spills are worse than they look because they collect soil, and there's an after picture there.
Wow, it's gone,
Look at that.
It's like magic, Disappeared.
It cleaned up pretty good, yes. But you're right, Alonso. Depending on the conditions,
there's some stronger chemicals you would use?
Not necessarily stronger, but say, for example, you're cleaning something where there's a lot of food spills, or let's say pet urine, things of that nature. You can use a cleaning solution that uses enzymes. And enzymes are good for cleaning food and or organic materials like pet urine, pet feces, and things of that nature. Hate to bring that up on your show, but that's carpet cleaning.
That was my next
Let's
question.
call it what it is, man.
Yeah.
That was my next question where I was going at, where it's pet urine. Sometimes a family pet is the floor's worst enemies, and I've seen it firsthand of what pet urine does to subfloorings. I've done a couple of remodeled homes where I bought homes, and I've lifted the carpet, where actually the subflooring is deteriorated of the pet urine. And you know it's pet urine because it's usually against the walls, or it leaves a big, deep mark of.
Well, sometimes they're squatters too.
Well, sometimes they could be squatters, but I've seen that those pets can do damages. I mean, I got a friend of mine who has a little dog, a little poodle dog, and it urines on an iron fence, and the fence is deteriorated from just of the.
Well, it's like it's like rusting through and stuff.
Oh yeah, it'll eat it like a kind of like an acid, So imagine what it does to a carpet and the subflooring.
Kind of like aliens.
Yeah, it's something else,
That's right, and so pet urine is one of those things that a lot of times, if the customer, because a lot of times customers might not be aware that the contamination has contaminated the backing on the carpet and the padding and the subfloor.
And it must be pulled off and replaced, right?
Correct. So when pet damage gets that extensive, then you can't clean it. You can't remediate that with a regular carpet cleaning. And so people need to know that. And that's one of the things that the carpet cleaning technician needs to explain to a customer up front. Because something like that will cost a customer more money. You can't. I mean, now you're talking about a restoration. You're talking about replacing the padding. You have to clean and treat the subfloor, whether it's wood or cement, and then you replace the padding, a new padding, lay the carpet down, and restore the carpet.
Not only that, but there's a fault order that comes out of that also. So how do you get rid of something like that?
By doing that, by cleaning the subfloor, and whether if it's wood or cement, you clean it and seal it, and then replace the padding, and then you can do a restoration on the carpet. And if you go through those three steps, then you'll get rid of the odor.
But that's not something you do, though.
Yes, I do that.
See, I've never pictured a carpet cleaning technician coming out and pulling up the carpet and pulling up the padding and doing the subfloor. I've never pictured that.
And for the most part, you're talking about a small area, because if you're talking about an entire room, well, depending on the company, and a lot of people probably wouldn't pay the amount of money that it's going to cost to pay a carpet cleaning technician to do that. You probably are better off go ahead and hiring a company to replace the carpet and the padding and get new carpet and padding.
And possibly even the subfloor.
Yeah, but you need to treat the subfloor before you put down new carpet and padding. So otherwise, you will get that odor back.
This kind of brings me to now we're talking about materials that are clean, and we're actually coming up on a break. But what I want to kind of cover on the next segment is we're talking about now dirtying these materials. I've been carpet shopping recently, and there's a lot of different grades of carpet, and
Correct.
so the actual materials that you're looking at to clean, I'd like to cover that in the next segment about how do you rate those things? Like how do you know what materials you're cleaning, and are the chemicals that you're using going to be damaging to some of those materials? We're coming up on a break. Stay with us. You can give us a call at 855-693-4897. Don't touch that mouse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more Real Estate Rant.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concept, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
We are are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill. Love at first bite.
Live from the Rant Radio Network,
You're listening to Real Estate Rant with your host, Alex Alanis.
and your co-host, Mr. Alonso Rodriguez.
No problems, just solutions for real estate needs, hot topics, and controversial chat. Man, I really like that controversial chat part, because we do talk about controversial things, and today we are talking dirty with Joe Perez. Or you could look at it from another angle. We're talking clean, right, Joe?
That's right.
We have
Cleaning the dirty.
So where did we leave off? We were talking about different fibers or different type of carpets or chemicals. Well,
it was different materials, but I did want to just give another plug and shout out to Mr. Joe Perez here from ProTech Carpet and Tile. He's graced us with his presence this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Because, Joe, I haven't really seen too much of you because you've been busy lately.
Well, yeah, this is a busy time of year for carpet cleaning. Fortunately, I've been blessed with some work.
Right on. So we'll try and keep you busy.
Thank you.
We were talking before the break about some of the materials. I've been out carpet shopping recently, and there's different grades of carpet, different plushes, different types. There's Berber carpet. I mean, I'm not a carpet expert, but I do know when I walk into a home, the plushness and the padding and all that. Is that something you look at when you're going out and looking at a property to give an estimate for cleaning?
Well, the easy thing about carpet cleaning is that the large majority of all, we're still talking about residential carpets. The large majority of residential carpets, and I'm talking about 90% plus, are nylon. Nylon is, and then the rest are polyester, and then there's olefin. So those are very durable carpet fibers. Some people, on a very, very seldom case, have wool in their carpets, and wool blend.
That reminds me of a show I seen, Joe, where they found a little piece of fiber from the carpet, and that determined that that gave them the hint. It was one of those auction hunters, and where you can look at the place. Where he found by a little piece of fiber from the carpet, he was able to tell that carpet had it must have all the upgrades. The house had all the upgrades as one of those track homes.
But they were auctioning off the house,
exactly.
Right?
So they were not allowed to look at it. So just by determining that little piece that he found outside of the house, he determined that house was carpeted, wall-to-wall carpeted, and it was a luxurious kind of carpet. So he figured it had all the upgrades in that track home, which was the marble slabs, all the crown moldings, and that was a big difference in what happened. So
did he win the bid?
Yeah, he won the bid, and actually, that was actually his profit margin because it was wall-to-wall carpeted, and just by that little piece of fiber. So I think, Joel, when you go into a carpet and you look at it, you're gonna know what kind of carpet it is and what chemicals you're gonna use and the quantities, because all that has to do with how you're going to clean it, right?
Correct. And, there is a way of determining what a carpet is, a carpet's construction, a fiber, what type of fiber it is. And one of those ways is a burn test. And if a carpet has wool in it...
No, wait a second, Joe. We're running a clean show here.
No, it's serious. I mean, like you're talking about getting a piece of fiber. Mm-hmm. You grab a strand of carpet fiber.
I've never burned any of this stuff before. What's it like?
Well, if you burn wool, it burns like hair, just like the hair on your head. Have you ever burned the hair?
Yes.
Yeah. How it singes like the hair on your arms. You ever gotten close to a fire and it's the way it singes?
I'm lucky to have eyebrows.
Right? So that's the way. It's the same thing with wool. It burns the same way. And anything that's synthetic, nylon, polyester, it melts. So you can determine you can do, and then you can determine which one is nylon, which one is polyester by the way it smells.
Yeah, I mean, I was joking around a second ago, but that's interesting. So when you burn it, its reaction to the burn tells you what the material is.
Correct.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but most people aren't going to have wool carpets.
Well, I know now. Now I have a kind of the understanding why people take off their shoes when they walk in those upscale homes. They make you take off your shoes. I remember I was working for one of my previous bosses up in Beverly Hills, and we were moving some furniture into his home, and he made us take off our shoes. Every time we walked in and put the furniture in, and that's because he probably had that wool carpet and it was white, white carpet.
Yeah, but that's more of a culture thing.
No. It was because of his carpet. He was not Japanese or he was not anything. He was actually a Jew. He was a Jew, and kind of he told us, we had all the movers were like, what the heck?
So that's a new thing for the Jew community. Don't dirty my carpet.
Take off your shoes when you walk in, or
give him Joe's number. He'll take care of you. Well, that kind of brings us to area rugs, Joe. You mentioned something about wool area rugs, and I just have to say a quick story here about. Like I mentioned before that Joe and I are pretty good friends, and I went to his house, and I was actually amazed, and to the point of thinking that Joe was a genius. I walked up,
wow.
And Phil, maybe you can put up a picture of it looks like a pool with it has got like a black tube around it. There you go.
There you go.
And I walked up to this and I'm like, wow, Joe, this is just incredible. What is this, Joe?
That is what you call a rug bath. You see the perimeter is 4-inch ABS plastic pipe, basically sewer pipe.
Okay.
And it's connected at the corners with 90-degree elbows. And I assemble that. I line it. If you could see the outer edges of that, there are drainage tiles in there. And basically, what I do is I use a mild cleaning solution, especially for wool, and I submerge that.
Is this a wool rug?
That's a wool rug. That is. You see the color in that rug?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful rug that I cleaned for this guy, and it's an 8x10.
Now, if I was trying to clean something like this myself. And, I would think I'd put it up on a fence and take a broomstick to it and try to get it clean.
Joe, can you give us an idea of what a rug like that is worth?
If he bought it brand new, a rug like that could be as much as anywhere from about $3,000 to $5,000.
Wow. Well, actually, I think it's a little bit more. Actually, I had the privilege when right out of high school, I was working at the Macy's warehouse, and I was actually in the area rug division, where a lot of the rugs are similar to that. They're Pakistan prayer rugs, and they run anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000.
Oh, yeah.
So they're really expensive. That just kind of gave me a little flashback of the past. I was like,
right on.
Because I would actually offload containers of those fancy rugs, and I would actually price them and tag them, and usually they were all going to San Francisco area, and they're pricey. So I'm kind of they're really pricey,
and you see the color in those that rug has so much color in it, and the color is so closely combined. You have to be very careful how you clean those things, because the color in a wool rug will migrate, and then you ruin it.
Well, and that's kind of what I was pointing out too. Me is just a individual homeowner that just wants to clean my rug, and might be a little frugal. Maybe I don't want to spend the money on cleaning it. I'm going to throw it up on a fence and take a broomstick to it, possibly even wet it to try and clean it. But you mentioned that could possibly ruin the rug.
Well, yeah, because wool is very absorbent. Wool is absorbent probably more than a sponge. You'd be amazed if you were to wet a rug that big. It probably would double or even triple its weight.
Wow!
Once you wet it, the water So if you were to try to clean it in your driveway, you'd have a very difficult time getting that saturation out of that rug.
Kind of like what you're doing here, Joe. No, I'm
You know,
just kidding.
you would.
This
you
is your
wouldn't even-
driveway, isn't it?
If you had an 8x10 rug and you got it wet with a hose, and let's say you got your broom or your brush, however you're going to squeegee all that water out and get it to run down the driveway, you still wouldn't be able to lift that rug with 2 people. You'd need probably 4 people to lift that rug to get it up on the fence. It'd be so heavy.
Wow. Now that kind of brings us to the dryer. Can you put that other picture up? This is the rug dryer, right? This is
That's a drying table.
Drying
Correct.
table. Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
It's about 6 inches off the ground. And underneath that rug are holes that are spaced. They're 2-foot centers.
Did we have a picture of that, Phil? The one without the rug? Does it show the drying table? I thought that was interesting. The difference between
there it is.
There we go. The difference between hanging the rug up on a fence and allowing it to dry. You mentioned might take about 2 weeks, but with this drying table, you mentioned it'd be about 2 or 3 days.
You can probably dry that rug. You can probably dry it in a day.
Oh, in a day.
Take about a day to dry it.
And you engineered that yourself, Joe?
Well, I built it myself. I didn't actually. It's not a creation that came from my mind. It's a copycat that I actually got from my training. I got some dimensions and
that college
I put it
education,
together. Well, I don't know. It's probably more like my daddy's education. You know, ruler. Got out my ruler and my hammer and put it together.
Well, one of the other things I was gonna ask, Joe, I've gone to like some of the flea markets or swap meets you call, and you see those people with a little broom, and they put a chemical on a soiled rug and it comes right off. Is that something? Oh,
that's a good question. I've seen those guys out there.
Have you seen them, Alex? You know what I'm talking about,
They got
Joe?
the little microphone, and they're kind of like the infomercial guy, you know.
They put a little drop of some chemicals, they mix them up, and they put them on a soiled black rug, like it looks like it's full of oil, and they're just scrubbing it with that brush, and it like magic, it all comes up.
Oh, really?
Is that something
I've never seen anything like that, and I wouldn't try to say that it doesn't work because I don't know about it. But hey, whatever works, you know. I mean. That's probably something that's more practical for a small area, maybe spots and things of that sort. If you were to try to clean your entire room with it, you might be able to do it, but it might take you a little while.
I was just
whatever works.
I was just seeing if that's some kind of special chemical you guys use, or what is that they're using. You know that.
It's probably something that they sell along with their tool, whatever that is. I don't think they would be. In other words. I don't know. They might be using Simple Green. Simple Green is a good spot remover. If you spill at home, Simple Green could help you clean up some of those spots.
Okay, well, we're coming up on the end of the show. Joe, thanks for joining us today and gracing us with your presence. We'd like to have you back sometimes, Joe, because
That'd be great.
I'll be honest with you, we probably covered about half of the things that we wanted to talk about today.
I would love to be back. Thanks for having me.
So put in a good word for us with Monster Marketing. Maybe they'll give us a 2-hour deal, okay?
Absolutely.
I did want to mention coming up after the show, we have Indie 104 music, independent music that they play here periodically throughout the day. Also, some of the other shows that are playing here on the Rant Radio Network, or I should say at the towers of the Rant Radio Network. We have Three Guys Rant, I believe on Monday and Thursday in the evening time. We have Culinary Trends. Kids in Sports is on, I believe, on Tuesday. Am I right about
Tuesdays.
that? And the Brothers Bear, Firehouse Chefs, Keeping It Real, Sykes Accounting and Counseling, Sports Guru, The Dirty Truth, Cooper Talk, What Honesty Feels Like, DM Narc Radio, and, of course, us here at the Real Estate Rant.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Estate Rant Radio. Make sure to join us every Wednesday.
Thanks for
at 10
watching.
a.m. on the Rant Radio Network, where we talk about solutions to your real estate problems. The views and